Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Dorothy with crazyforcrust.com, and today I'm going to show you how to make one of my favorite dessert mashups, Brookies. These are sinfully rich and decadent brownies and chocolate chip cookies all in one. You're not going to want to miss this recipe. Have you ever wondered what would happen if a brownie and a chocolate chip cookie got married? Well, no fear, I'm going to show you what happens. Brookies happen. So, what's a brookie, you ask? A brookie is basically just a brownie and a chocolate chip cookie. So it has a brownie base and a chocolate chip cookie top. I have a lot of different recipes for these on my blog, but these are the classic recipe with my best chocolate chip cookies and my favorite brownie recipe all put together in one. They're rich and fudgy and delicious. If you love chocolate chip cookies and you love brownies, this is the recipe for you. For even more easy and delicious desserts, be sure to subscribe to my channel. Now let's get in the kitchen. Okay, so there is a little bit of work involved when you're making a brookie because we're making two different recipes and we're putting them together. We're making brownies and we're making cookies, but it's worth it because homemade just tastes so much better than store-bought. So to start off both recipes, you need butter. Now, I always love to use Challenge butter. It's my favorite one. I've been using this since I was a kid. It's the only butter that my parents ever buy, so it's the only one I ever ate growing up. I'm using unsalted Challenge butter for this recipe. If you're using salted, you can just see the notes in the recipe, but otherwise grab a box of unsalted Challenge and let's get started. To start the brownies, you're gonna use 3/4 cup of unsalted butter. And you're gonna add that to a large bowl that is microwave safe. That's 1.5 sticks. You're gonna add 4 ounces of unsweetened baking chocolate. That's the chocolate that you find in the baking aisle. It's usually on the top shelf above the chocolate chips. You can grab whatever brand you like. But just go ahead and break it up into smaller pieces and add that to the butter. We're gonna microwave that until it's melted and smooth. It's gonna be about 1 to 2 minutes depending on your microwave. I like to heat it for about a minute and then stir and then heat it in 30-second increments until it's nice and melted and smooth. First thing I'm gonna add is sugar. And then I'm gonna stir in 3 large eggs. Then go ahead and add vanilla, salt, and cocoa powder and stir that in. And then stir in some all-purpose flour. This recipe doesn't have any leavening in the way of baking soda or baking powder. You don't need it because of the eggs. We want a thick and fudgy brownie recipe, and if you add baking powder or baking soda, it's gonna make it rise more and make it more cakey, and you don't want that. The eggs will do the work of the rise. Once that's all stirred together, just set it aside, because now we're gonna make our chocolate chip cookie mixture, and then we're gonna marry them together in the pan. For the chocolate chip cookies, this is my favorite chocolate chip cookie recipe. It's the only one I ever use. We're going to melt 1/2 cup, that's 1 stick, of unsalted Challenge butter in a large mixing bowl. Then add brown sugar and granulated sugar. Stir that together. Mix in 1 egg. Add vanilla extract, baking soda, and salt. And then you're gonna stir in 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour. Once that's stirred in, you can add your chocolate chips. I'm using 1.5 cups of semi-sweet chocolate chips, but you could use your favorite. I love this chocolate chip cookie recipe because it just is 1 bowl and a wooden spoon. It's super easy, no mixer needed. Now we have our brownies and our chocolate chip cookies, so it's time to marry them together in the pan. I'm taking a 9 by 13 inch baking pan and I'm gonna line it with foil and spray it with nonstick cooking spray. Go ahead and spread the brownie batter in the bottom of the pan. As it has sat, it might thicken up a little bit, but that's okay. Just spread it as much as you can to the edges of the pan. And then you're gonna scoop just balls of cookie dough. It's hard to spread cookie dough on top of brownies, so I just scoop up pieces of the cookie dough and I flatten them with my hands, and then I lay them on top of the brownies. And just do that until almost all of the brownies are covered. It's not gonna be a completely solid surface. That's all right, they'll grow and bake together as it cooks. Bake it at 350 degrees for about 30 minutes. Check it after 20 or 25, maybe rotate the pan. Once the cookies are nice and golden on top and you'll see that the edges of the brownie around the edges don't look wet anymore, then they're done. It's hard to do the toothpick test with brownies or brookies like this, but if you do use the toothpick test around the edges, it'll come out clean. But there you have it. It's a fudgy brownie with a gooey chocolate chip cookie on top. Oh, these are so delicious. Let's try it. There's that soft and gooey brownie on the bottom, my favorite chocolate chip cookie on the top. These are fantastic. I love these so much. These are gonna be hard to put in my freezer and not eat the entire pan. Well, I'm gonna go try and do that while you watch the next video.